Hello everyone, my name is and welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first ever tier list on this channel, and in fact it's going to be a Battle Cats tier list. Since I recently made 100 videos on Battle Cats, I thought, you know what, let's make a tier list about it. With all the Ubers, with all the stuff actually, with all my experience that I have of this game, let me make a tier list about it. And I just want to throw this out there, this tier list is 100% my opinion. It's based on my experience, so if there's something that you don't agree with, that's fine. Please don't harass me in comments, it's just my opinion, okay? This may change if I level up certain units or if I just give them talents. This tier list may be changing. I want to throw this out there, okay? This is not set in stone 100%, it's at the moment it is at the moment. What I think at the best unit. And if you want more tier list videos, then let me know comments down below, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel, so that I do know you want more tier list videos. And I was thinking, like, maybe I'm gonna be setting this tier list for Uber Reds, like, every 50 episodes of Battle Cats, so then I should have a bit more experience and, have a chance to level up certain units. That's what I'm thinking about it, but let me know in the comments below. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the tier list. And at the bottom tier is actually gonna go for these Ubers that I just had level 1. I have never used them, maybe except for, using them in the Empire of Cats. I actually do want to level up some of these guys, so they will be definitely in the actual tier list. But for now, I have not used them. They're level 1, and that's why I'm going to put in them. At the C+ tier, I have a Mighty Catapult, and the reason which actually he's in there is kind of the... I have not really used him, and his whole gimmick, I just don't think he's actually good currently right now, as I do have him. Yes, he's great against zombies, but I have him, I think, like level 14 now. And yes, it would kind of technically classify as a level too low, but I have actually used him before against zombies, and he was actually good. But right now, like, I have some of these, like, Ubers, like, they just level... Some of these Ubers I had, actually, at level 35. And they're also zombie type, so it's kind of like, I feel like he's currently outclassed. But have I actually given like Catwood, have I given 2 Evolution and everything like that? I think he could potentially be like a B class, I would say. Maybe even an A. I mean, that's kind of his, but right now, he's sitting strongly at C+ tier. And with B-, it goes to Waffle Poseidon, and the reason we're kind of using here is the same reason why Mighty Catapult isn't C+, is because his level is too low. I think he's the lowest, Uber Red I actually have that is leveled up, and that's level 10. But the reason actually why I think he's better than Mighty Catapult is because I do actually find some ways to use him as of right now, as like his level 10. Because I think he does have some difference between like enemies and the fact that he can freeze them like zombies and melee. I think that's good. I'm actually using him in a lot of like melee sages. But I'm only using him against the zombie sages because he's level 10 and the zombie just goes on the ground, goes to where he is, and one chomp at him, he's probably gone. Or 1 or 2 chomps, basically. And that's why I think he's going to be minus. Well, I mean, I still use him in the metal stage, so that's kind of... I think that's going to putting him above the Mighty Catapult because I actually do still find ways to use him, even though he's a low level. That's actually the guy I actually do need to focus on because actually he is quite good in the level 10, so imagine how good he's going to be at level 30. In B tier is going to go for the units that actually I think are good at what they do, but just don't do good enough, I would say. Like, for example, Khalifa. I feel when I'm going to hit her true form, she's going to be amazing. She's going to be wiping out all the angels, and she still kind of does, but she struggles a bit. Especially at the true form, especially after I give her 6 more levels. She's still kind of struggling to beat some of those angels. So that's why she's kind of here. And Windy, she's here is because A, she's level 18, so she's kind of like a low tier. And B, there's another unit way up that I think just completely outclass her. I mean, she's still good, dealing with the wind enemies, floating enemies. She's still got, cleaning them up. No pun intended. She's still good what she does, but I think she's outclassed. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I get her to level 30, she might actually be a decent. She might move off a few tiers. But anyway, that's what I think about the B tier. B plus goes for those units I think are better than the B tier, but still have few drawbacks that makes them, just, below average, I would say. Like, they're doing the good grade, but they have few drawbacks. And one of them is actually the knife guy, which I forgot what his name is. And please don't ask me in the comments for that. And the reason actually I think he's a B plus tier is because, if there's a dark enemy standing in front of him, or alien, man, he would clean them up. The chances are they're not going to survive that one hit from his knife, unless they're a boss. Or even if they're going to survive that hit, they're going to have so little health, you might just well send a meat shot and they will clean them up. But the reason I do actually say that he's not as good is because, he only attacks certain amount of enemies, and here it goes dark and alien, and I have heard he can actually hit angel, so if you can, in his true form, so you can kind of switch out which one you want for the situation. And also that he costs like, almost 6 grand. Yeah, he's good, but, the drawbacks do let him down a bit. And the other guy I actually want to talk about, that one that actually freezes them. Well, have I not made that video about, a dark candle shrine? He would have been like, in the A or even an S tier. But because I actually did that video and I have played that stage, now I say he's okay. Especially, if there's a dark enemy and he freezes them, they're not gonna get unfrozen. He's just gonna keep freezing them. But at the same time, I have played the dark sky candle, I think that was called. Not the sky candle, the dark candle, where there's like tons of dark enemies, and have I not played that, he wouldn't possibly in a tier up, like possibly in A tier or even S tier. But because I actually have played against that, he's in here. That is because there are just some dark enemies in the game that can just one shot him for no reason. Let me remind you, he's a level 30 plus 1. Because I got him once in a cat capsule. So he's actually at level 31 and he could get one shot by some of the dark enemies. So yeah, that's why he's here. The guy needs a true form that maybe then he will be able to survive withstand one hit and be able to chance the freeze him. Yeah, that's why this guy is here. And also dioramas. Now I remember because actually I did have a argument with someone that the diamond is the worst unit in the game. Possibly the worst unit in the game. Now he's not the worst unit in the game, no. He's pretty good. But what I am not about to do is tell you how's your SSSS tier. And that's because he's not. He costs way too much. I think he's like probably one of the most expensive units I have. Except for the Killer Cat. And he's quite slow. But the advantage that he does have that he's quite tanky and he can actually just take out, better Angel's enemy better than, there was a Kalisa, yeah, that's her name. I can't believe I forgot her name. And that's why he's kind of in here. I do actually want to get him to true form and also, give him 5 more levels. Maybe then he will actually be able to jump in a few tiers, because I've heard that, once he is at his true form, he's worth the price of him actually being like $6,600. So yeah, this B plus tier. And A tier, which essentially I would just describe the units are just good. Like there's no drawbacks to them, they're just good units. Like the Christmas nurse, she's actually what I would like to dioramas to be. She's okay, she's okay in carriage, she doesn't cost too much. She has a okay speed, is below average, but she's not too slow. She knocks back aliens and angels, so step up from the dioramas where he only works on angels. And I'll just say overall, she's just a great unit. Although yes, it might be just because I have a level 30 and dioramas is 25, I think. That might be a bit of a different, but you know what? Every time I've been using a nurse so far, and that's been like 2 days, and against some angels and aliens, and she just did what she's supposed to do. She just goes in there. She knocks back aliens, she knocks back angels, she just slows them down. She does what she's supposed to do. Same goes for the Eva unit. I was actually kind of expecting that he's gonna be kind of in the higher tiers, but as what I have seen, he's okay, he's good. He's not game breaking, he's just good. He just walks to the aliens, he punches them, he does what he's supposed to do. And also he punches zombies. And also the fact that he actually gets stronger the more damage he takes, so that's actually good because, against zombies when they go behind you and they just bite you, he can actually get stronger and just one-shot them. So that's why I kind of do like him. But at the same time, he's just good, he's just good, he does what he's supposed to do. Little Valkyrie, I feel actually, some people are saying that she's like a game breaking. I don't think that she's game breaking. At the same time, I'm just a novice playing this game, so she could be like, after I hit, the actual strategies and the actual hard levels, maybe then actually she'll move on in tiers. But she's good. She's watching someone in people's faces. She smacks them. She's a good unit. And plus, she actually does have a wave immunity. And actually, no, she does have immunity to everything. So I think that's why she's good. So that's why I think she's kind of good. But just overall, yeah, she's a good unit. Like, she does what she's supposed to do. Walks up to the enemy face and just smacks them. And so the last one at the 8th tier is Santa Q, I think that's her name is. And yeah, she was actually one of my first, Christmas or holiday related unit from the capsules, I think, the Ubers, yeah. Like, she's strong against aliens and angels, I think, yeah. She's strong against those, and just goes in there, she smacks them, she survives from them. Like, I can't really say nothing bad about her. She just does what she's supposed to do. Nothing game breaking, nothing bad. She just does what she's supposed to do. I like all the other units in this tier. And I'm moving now to the A plus tier, and those units are what I would consider them to be a better than A tier, just above the average, but they're not too good to go on like SS tier or S tier for certain reasons. And one of them is actually the Bazibon, and can I just say he shreds alien service. Like currently right now, he shreds them. Like there was no single level that I have not used this guy, and he failed me. Like every time he just comes in, he swings at them, and he finishes them off. And he's not even at his true form yet, so he's going to be even more powerful. But the reason I don't have him like in the S tier and that is because, well, I don't know. I feel like his attack animation is kind of long, but at the same time, you can't make an argument. He's at S tier just because if when he does hit them, they're basically just all the ends are just going to be wiped out, except for a boss. But I mean, maybe I should put him in S tier. Nah, actually not. I stick him in the A plus, and once I get his true form, I'll possibly put him in the S tier. And the next unit I have is Annabes, and some people might be wondering why I'm putting Annabes above Little Valkyrie. Like, are you seriously? Like, seriously, are you out of your mind? But let me explain this. Annabes is not as fast as Little Valkyrie, which means that once the enemy's down and he's gonna have to move to the base, he's not gonna go as fast. So the chances that something faster than issues like crazy cats or crazy wall, they're gonna go in front of him and they're gonna take the hit. So then, and also he's gonna kind of stand back and try to hit the enemies while giving the chance for the other units to go back, to go in front. I meant, and also he's a immune to wave, so I would actually kind of consider him to be kind of like your average wave immunity unit. And the reason which actually he's in A tier is because as of right now, as I'm recording this video, there's actually not been a whole lot of wave immunity Ubers. Like I think there's like maybe 6 or 7 of the whole game, which if you look at anti-alien, there's like 20, anti-red, there's also a good amount, but immunity waves, there's not a really good amount of them, like to be fair. And those even hard to come by. Like one of the best ones I think is Gawan, with the Diabola Gao, and those actually are hard to come by. You can only get them at Uber Fest and Epic Fest, which at the same time you have a chance to get like every Uber, so that's even more harder to get. So essentially, I would have to kind of say that wave immunity units are actually kind of going to always be better than your average, or above average, or just average, I would say. And the reason we choose Valkyrie is because I don't think of being a wave immunity unit. She does a good job either because she goes at the front of the enemy face, and if you're not using meat shields, because first of all, the chance that if you use meat, they're going to just get obliterated before they're going to get obliterated, and then she's going to basically on her own, and then the enemy's going to be like, oh, smack her, and then she's going to probably die. With Annabes, he's actually kind of a bit slower, so he does actually give you a chance, to pick his or meat just to come back, as if he's going to be standing, kind of some kind of like some distance away from the enemy, and he's going to, even if the enemy's going to get killed, then he's not as fast as essentially the Valkyrie, so he's going to be a bit slower, essentially giving your all the missions time to get in to take the hit. And it's kind of why I see her, not her, him, but not to Valkyrie as of right now. By the time this could change, what I actually do hit these, higher levels, and actually Little Valkyrie gets a true form. Because at the time I recorded this, she does not have a true form. So that's why it's kind of been here. But I know what I have to say, he's your average, wave immunity unit, and that's what I had to say about him. And now the last of the A plus tier is Q, and I do have to say that she's actually pretty good at what she does, and even better, especially against like anti-red and anti-dark. Like she is just good. She essentially has strong ability allows her to essentially survive the hits from the dark and red enemies like the boar, and they just hits them. So that's why I think she's just above the average. And plus her true form actually just increase her stats, so that's why I do have to kind of put her in here. Just kind of a short talk about her, but she's above average to be fair. And now we are moving to the S tier. And starting with the S tier, we have Little Dark Valkyrie. And to be fair, I think she just straight up upgrades from the original Valkyrie, like the Little Valkyrie. Although she's not immune to everything, like she's immune to wave. That's the only thing that she's immune to, but at the same time, she can create wave, and that's kind of, I think, the reason which she's better than the Little Valkyrie. Because the Little Valkyrie, once she does get on her face and she hits them, like, she doesn't have, like, a way to protect herself when, the other of your allies actually just gone. But she actually does have some of a protection, like, the way up attack. And if she can actually bounce, she can hit the main boss and bounce all the other enemies, so that actually your mission does have a better chance, getting in front of the enemy. So then she can have a better chance of surviving. I know this kind of weird, my reasoning about why she's better than the Valkyrie, but as of right now, that kind of reason I believe she's better than the original to Valkyrie. I still look at another, question in teacup, I would have to say. But I actually do think he's an S tier. Mate, he does have a long range when you get in its true form, and he slows everything down, even melee enemies. So in my eyes, he's a good supportive unit. Like, just having the back, he can just keep slowing them down, and it's pretty much just done. All the units you go just do the work. I do have to say about him, he's actually a pretty good unit. And also the other, essentially the guy from the same set from the not Almighties, what was it? The Iron Legion, I forgot what his name is. And the reason actually he's in the S tier is because he does massive damage to everything. But the only drawback that he does have is he doesn't hit the white enemies or the non-tradeless enemies. He doesn't hit them. So if anything, he's a kind of an Amaratsu, but actually a kind of worse version of Amaratsu. So basically, if he's in here and he was version of Amaratsu, then I can guarantee that once I do level up Amaratsu, he's going to be at least an S tier. But anyway, this is the S tier for me. And we are moving to the SS tier. There's no surprise, it's Saber. Now, the reason I believe that Saber is the best Uber that I currently have as an SS tier is just because, first of all, she's cheap, she recharges fast, she attacks frequently, like maybe 1 or 2 seconds, like I said, to do another attack. And you can just use it basically in any level. There's a level, you basically there's lots of small guys in the beginning. I didn't have too much time to save up for the big beater. Send a Saber out. She's also very fast, so if you actually want to use an Uber that that's very fast, to get time score reward, Saber's the best one. And I think just overall, she's just good. She's just good all around. But I'm surprisingly that she doesn't have a wave immunity. Because I remember actually her special formula, the cat kind of version of them, did have a not special immunity, but the wave immunity. And I kind of thought, maybe she's also going to get in her true form, a wave immunity, but she didn't, which that was kind of the reason why they give Guardians the wave immunity and not give her wave immunity. But I think if she did have a wave immunity, I think she would be a SSSS tier then. But right now, she's just sitting strongly at the SS tier. I've heard some people saying that she's kind of overrated, and I have to be fair, I kind of have to disagree. She's a good Uber. She meets all the expectations. For me, she's an SS tier. And that's kind of it for the tier list video. I know this video is going to be kind of long, but I have never done a tier list video ever, so maybe if there's something that you want me to change about tier list, maybe you just want to talk about specific, but not all of them, or anything, just let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, I'll be heading out now. Happy New Year, everyone, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.